Hi everyone, so today is International Women's Day, and because of that I wanted to talk about and give some thought to the women who make our clothes. According to the Clean Clothes campaign, around 80% of garment workers are women, and there is unfortunately a lot of gender discrimination. Through their various studies, and I will include links to reports and other information below, they've found that women can be paid less for the same work. In many cases, unions aren't allowed, so there is no way for people to fight for their rights. Bonded labor can also happen, which is basically where factories withhold wages, so the workers are stuck working there. The Workers' Rights Consortium also found pregnancy-based discrimination, where women were fired for becoming pregnant, or part of their work contract included that they could not become pregnant. Harassment and abuse are also huge problems in the garment industry. A Sisters for Change report, which focused on garment workers in Bangalore, India, found that 1 out of 14 women had experienced physical violence, and 1 out of 7 women had been raped or forced to commit a sexual act. And the majority of these cases of harassment and violence are committed by supervisors and managers. And this is why it is so important for companies to know what is going on in their factories. I also fairly recently learned about the pretty strong connection between human and sex trafficking and the apparel industry. Threadbare is a book which I talked about in a My 5 this summer, which goes into this. And Vice News also has a piece which is difficult to watch, but I really recommend watching it, and I will link in the cards. And they talk about sex work in Cambodia and how that is tied into the garment industry, where basically women are being rescued from prostitution and forced to work in factories. And some of the women talk about how the conditions in the factories are so terrible and the pay is so bad that they would rather choose prostitution over garment work, but they don't really have any options. Honestly, there are tons of studies and cases, and I will link to some organizations and more information down below if you want to read more about it. But I hope that it is clear that life for garment workers can be pretty terrible. So what can we do about it? We need companies to be more transparent, and not only be transparent with us as consumers, but the companies need to know how their clothes are being made. A great thing you can do is ask questions and pressure companies to provide more information and be more transparent. Try your best to buy clothes that align with your values. Now, I've talked in other videos about how it can be difficult to find things that check all the boxes, and you're not going to find clothes that are perfect, but try your best to find companies that at least are trying to make things better. And there's also other options. Shopping secondhand, for example, means that you're not giving your money to these companies, just wearing your clothes more and for a longer time and care for them properly so that you're not constantly buying new clothes. There are lots of different ways to have a more conscious closet. And this is a bit of a rant, but something that drives me crazy is brands that promote women empowerment, and that women empowerment is only for their customers and does not in any way extend to the women who are making their clothes. There are various cases of this. The one that was, I guess, pretty well known was Beyonce's Ivy Park line, which was, again, all about empowering women, but it was found that women were working for very little money making those clothes. You can't have a brand that is about empowering women, which takes advantage of the women making the clothes so that the women buying the clothes can have them cheaper. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I definitely prefer to talk about the positive stories and positive aspects about sustainable and ethical fashion, and not as many of these negative things, but I do think that they are important to occasionally talk about and to definitely to be aware of. But I don't want to leave you with just that, so I have written a blog post about some amazing brands who actually empower and support women, pay them fairly, have safe working conditions, have ways that women can file grievances if there are any issues, often have community projects, and just actually care about the people working for them. So I will link that down below. I think I just want to end by saying that a lot of hands have touched the clothes you're wearing, and through your wardrobe you are connected to people, mostly women, all around the world. And let's just give some thought to them and how we can improve things in the fashion industry. Thank you for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and thank you so much to those of you supporting me on Patreon. I hope that you got something out of this video. It was a video that I just really wanted to make, and I will see you next time in a more positive video.